What is good, everybody? What's up, Allie? How you doing? Welcome in. What's up, Mark? We got all the folks in the building. Shout out the people. How's everybody doing? What's up, Olivia? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. We got ourselves a little situation. You said Angel being a princess as always. Oh yeah, she's in her flow state right now. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. How y'all doing? What's up, Just Nat? How you doing? What is she doing? Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing? We got a crazy story we got to talk about today. Shit, we got a crazy story, and this one is up to date, current. Okay, I don't know if y'all heard about it, but we about to talk about it. What's up, Waste? How you doing? Angel being the princess as always. Oh yeah, you're the one who said that. We got Just Nat in the building. We got Shay in the building. Donna Burrows, how you doing? I don't know what the fuck she's doing. Just Josie, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope it by scale would get done in time. What's up, Lisa? Welcome in. I hope you are doing well. Everybody shout out Lisa, man. Lisa, Mark, shout out the mods. Evening from Portugal. AG, much love from Canada. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Shout out to Matt. Just Josie. Emily. Yeah, you guys made it live, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all made it live. Y'all made it in. And so let's talk about what's actually going on right now. I just saw this. Where is it? Hold on. I have the apparently, let me just blow this up. Apparently, this guy, right? This man, what's his name? Let me get his name right. His name is Lorenz Kraus. Okay, Lorenz Kraus. In 2017, apparently Lorenz Kraus murdered his family, and you're gonna it's gonna be real interesting when you figure out the reason as to why he murdered his family. You know, ill will and all this other stuff you could throw out the windows. You're not gonna expect it. So apparently, back in 2017, he murdered his mom and dad, and in 2025, he comes onto this interview and basically just explains it all to everybody. Now, I don't know if he got caught up or if this was just his way of admitting to everything, but there was suspicion around him when they realized that his mom and dad were nowhere to be found over the past couple years, and someone is still receiving Social Security off of their name, right? So let's check out Mr. Lorenz Kraus, you know what I mean? And let's see what he's got going on. This is the one of the weirder motherfuckers we've covered in a minute. Just kind of just kind of joyful, happy to explain what he's done. Like a true psychopath fashion. I ain't gonna lie to you, like in true psychopath fashion, this guy just can't read the room and cannot wait to explain why and how. But anyways, that's the gist of everything right now. Tell a friend, tell everybody. Everybody hit the like button. Let's check this thing out.
With us, we really appreciate it. All right, Lawrence, well, thanks for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it. We'll get to the statement, but first we want to talk about the more recent event, actually the prior events and now the more recent events. Take me back to the summer of 2017. What happened to your parents?
My mother wrote me a note, which the police must have now, describing her walking across Whitehall Road. I mean, not Whitehall, Wolf Road, and she fell down on her face. And she had, when I saw her a week or so later, yellow and green, black and blue marks from this. And she wrote that down, and that was a situation that became a problem, because when elderly start to fall down, the time comes that they start to, beginning of the end. And
Now let's just stop. Let's just stop it right there, okay? I mean, perfect reasoning so far, right? You know, mom fell down. She's getting a little older. You know, clearly, like the next line of reasoning is that okay, maybe you want to help mom out a little bit more. Maybe you want to take on some responsibility. No, 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 no. That is not the direction he's about to go into. What the? Oh, my damn Seinfeld. That is not about to be the direction he's going into. Give me 1 second because my whole good vibe Seinfeld. Yes, Angel, it's bad. We fucked up the whole wall. Oh, that's fine. We'll just do it like that. All right, we're back. We're back like a heart attack, baby. I gotta get more adhesive tape because my whole sign, where is it? Right there. That whole thing fell over. But back to it.
my father also had cataract surgery, and he lost his vision to double vision, so he couldn't be he couldn't drive. So they were losing their independence and so forth. And my mother had a brother who had Alzheimer's, and my father had a sister who had Alzheimer's. They were both in nursing homes. My mother had a second sister who also had Alzheimer's. And they put you in a bed, they put catheters into you, they rip your teeth out to try to keep you, the whole 9 yards. So this is in the back of my mind.
So you didn't want to see them deteriorate and go through that, did you?
And I'll mention, the police know about my sister and having to see my sister die from cancer. I was 16, she was 14, go through 9 months or so of
What does that have to do with fucking anything? This guy's a fucking weirdo. So basically, he created this entire story in his whole head to where I killed my parents because I didn't want them to go through the pain and anguish of growing old. Well, you ever heard the term of like, you want to live to grow old because it's a blessing, whatever, whatever? Fuck that blessing. He said, I'm finna kill them because they just too old to take care of now. Fuck all this shit. You know what I really think he wanted was that damn Social Security. I think he was like, listen, I'm gonna kill these two, and I'm a cash out on that Social Security, and life is gonna be a-okay after that. That's what I think really happened. But anyways, he's talking about how the cycle of life. You get old and you die. That's what happens. We don't need you to explain the cycle of life to us. But we understand what murder looks like too.
the agony of cancer patients.
So did you kill your parents as a mercy killing to put them out of their misery? You can be honest with us.
I know. I'll leave that for the statement that I put on your website.
The statement doesn't mention that.
I know,
The statement
I
does
know.
not mention that.
Right.
I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What did you do to your parents?
I buried them in their property.
You buried them in the backyard of that house in Albany.
Right.
At what point did they become deceased?
I need to see a calendar sometime August 2017.
And did they die at your hand? That's the question.
Right. I'll have to leave it for that statement.
But that's not in the statement. And I think
Right.
it's important for people to know what happened to your parents.
Right.
They were your parents. You love them.
Mind you, this is not an interrogation. This is an interview that this dumb fuck is doing. Mind you, he killed them in 2017, right? He killed them in 2017. If you look up the name right now, hold on. Let me what's his name? Lorenz Kraus? Hold on. If you look up the name right now, they just caught this pussy, this weirdo. Man confesses in CBS station interview to killing and burying his parents in backyard. It was so quick. He quoted. He was getting away with this shit. Oh, look at him when he was younger. He was getting away with this shit for years. And for some reason, Dum Dum decides to go to the news. Good for him. And I hope they really ragdoll his pussy ass in jail. Let me see how old he is. Man, imagine him in jail. It's either he's a psycho that nobody messes with or he's going to get ragdolled. He's 53. Hey, age don't discriminate. That's perfect. That's the perfect age in prison to get it taken advantage of.
They were deteriorating. What did you do? That's not in the statement. And I think it's important for people to know what happened to your parents.
Right.
They were your parents. You loved them. They were deteriorating. What did you do?
I will.
Don't tell me you're going to.
You said he didn't have to get all dressed up for the interview. It's kind of over the top. Listen, I'll tell you why he looks like he just came from the tennis court, because he's been living the soft life off of his dead parents' social security. Man, this little shit probably never had a job. That he probably walks around like that every single day. And I mean, shit, if you earned it, shit, walk around like that. But you know he's living off his parents' coin. That's why he came in here like he just came from a golf session, because he probably was. No, that's not even a golf sesh. This looks like he just got out the fucking bed. I ain't gonna lie to you. What type of short? That's not golf shorts. He has the shoes. The athletic shoes, I guess.
Leave it to the statement, because it's not in the statement.
I know.
What did you do to your parents?
My goal is for the American people to recognize that there's 40 million boomers. They're all going to go through the same kind of problems. It affects all of us, and we need to widen up the law so that people can deal with these kind of problems in a humane way, in a whatever way that people can deal with. And I did my duty to my parents.
He did his duty to his parents. He said they need to widen up the law because there's 40 million boomers. Basically, we need to euthanize anybody over a certain age because, you know, we need to do our due diligence to them. Shit, let me fix my... We need to do our due diligence to the boomers because before you know it, they're just going to be a whole bunch of old fucks. And, you know, we have to figure out the euthanasia process. We need to start passing these laws. And I pretty much murdered my parents to kind of spread awareness. What the fuck? Okay, that's how you feel. I mean, if that's how you feel, bro, like let it all out, spill it all out to the media.
So you ended their lives.
I won't.
You're saying that without actually saying that word. I want to hear you say that word. You ended their lives.
I have
to give them mercy. You're saying.
I have to plead my Fifth Amendment rights until I can disclose it with my statement there.
Did you have any concern that whatever you did was wrong?
I would never have done such a thing if I ever did it, knowing it's wrong.
So
I would have never done such a thing, in commas, in quotation, if I ever did it, if I knew it was wrong. Okay, so we're hypotheticalizing still. Okay, I see you. You have that big brain power. That shiny head top brain power. Let's keep going.
you believe what you did was right. You believe taking your parents' lives was the right thing to do for their sake.
If I did it, absolutely that.
But you did do it. You're saying to us that you did it.
There's a statement there that we'll deal with more later, if you want to know.
Lawrence, I appreciate that, and we'll talk about your statement, but show me where in the statement it says that you killed your parents. It doesn't. It doesn't talk
Right.
about the fate of your parents here. You
Right.
keep talking about the statement answering my question, but the statement does not answer my question. It's the question people want to know. And I think they need to hear it from you.
Yes, there's
So-
a time for that.
And I think now's the time. Did you kill your parents to put them out of their misery?
My concern for their misery was paramount.
Bro, looks like Ben Franklin traveled to the present. Yo, underrated comment. That you should. If Ben Franklin was a psychopath, mommy daddy killer, this would be him right here. Look at Ben Franklin coming back. It all comes full circle, bro. Shit. This was probably one of his, like, you know, one of his kids that you know went down the timeline and produced this little weird shit. You never know. You never know. You said AG was named. Oh, he was named valedictorian. What? Oh shit. Lorenz Kraus. He was named valedictorian. Kraus, according to Times Union, Kraus is an Albany High School graduate and graduated from Siena University in 1994. He majored in political science and was also named valedictorian. The TU also noted Kraus graduated with a master's degree in business from the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Yeah, that really fell apart toward the end of that sentence there. The executive director of the family in need of assistance incorporated gave CB blah, 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 a picture of Kraus from his time in Albany High, and that was him right there, Lorenz Kraus. Looked like a distinguished gentleman too. Looked like he was really about to do some things with his life. Look at him now, son of a bitch. The fall off is insane. Lord have mercy. And he's such a fucking weirdo. He's always smiling about this shit. I know it must just be like a nervous smile or just kind of like a psychopath smile, but still. They do say that psychos sometimes turn out to be very, very smart individuals. You said you're trying to figure out the sock situation. Everybody in the comments of this video, okay. Strategic Tech said he's trying to figure out the sock situation. Look at their ankles. Look at the comments of this video. The first comment, where's everybody's socks? LOL. Someone said, dude looks like Ben Franklin impersonator. Who else? Where else? Somebody said this almost feels like a sketch. Everybody is talking about their socks. I can't tell you how many comments I saw about their socks. But hey, listen, maybe it was a sockless kind of day. Maybe they were trying to engage in biowarfare and just have the smell of their feet attack each other into giving confessions and shit. Who knows? You never know where a man's mind is before an interview like this.
And it was a huge burden to...
You said, don't forget to put your fingerprint on the like button. Everybody shout out Pauline. Everybody hit the damn like button. I appreciate you.
Have to face this coming up.
Angel.
You know.
No.
This is a horrible situation.
Sure. So you alleviated that burden.
You're a good questioner.
He said you're a good questioner. He doesn't sound like a fucking valedictorian to me.
This is a horrible situation.
Sure. Is questioner a word? Questioner, person who asks questions, especially in an official context. Guess what? That is a word. Very smart man. Like I said, very intelligent man. Who the fuck calls somebody a questioner? Is that gives me psychopath vibes by itself.
So you alleviated that burden.
You're a good questioner. I have to protect my Fifth Amendment rights on this until the right time.
I'm not an attorney. I'm not an officer of the law. You know, you don't have to say that to me.
Yes, but I mean, whatever I say here is going to be held against me.
You're gonna go to jail,
course,
you
but
dumbass.
you probably answer to a higher authority anyway in the long run. So I think you can tell us what happened. Did you kill your parents together at the same time in the same place? What method did you use?
All that kind of stuff I would answer later with that deal with the American people. But I can't, I'm not gonna.
He needs to address the American people. Listen, scream it on the rooftops right now. Go to your building rooftop if you have one. If you live in a house, climb up to your rooftop and scream out that euthanasia for a certain age is right. We need to have a whole fucking movement. Everybody get your flags. We need to walk down the street and be like euthanasia for boomers is good. That's what we need. That's what we need to do because that's his message, apparently. That's his message to the American people. What the fuck? All right.
speak about such things like that.
But you have a chance to tell the American people right now.
I want their feedback on my statement. Then I can believe that.
He wants their. What's up, a Jim? Welcome in, a Jim. Marley, a Jim, Lisa, Mark, all the folks, man. Shout y'all out.
I can tell the truth uninhibited.
You don't think you're going to get better feedback if you're honest with them? And tell us what happened?
I put things in the right order that have to be in the right order. But it's very important that insofar as exculpatory material, the police have that statement from my mother regarding what happened to her crossing the street at Wolf Road, falling down, you know.
Right.
And she also had a problem with, she mentioned she was getting lines in her eyes for some reason.
Yeah, you know, it's the lines in the eyes. Listen, when you realize that your mom starts to get those lines in her eyes, you know, it's time to kill her, you know? And I feel like the law should be changed to where everybody could just, you know, kill their parents and bury them in the backyard. Just, you know, calmly, humanely. What is bro talking about? Yeah, she started developing lines in her eyes, and you know, that's when I knew I had to murder her, because I didn't want her to experience the lines in her eyes.
And there was no, I don't know what that would be.
That was the prelude that helped set things in motion, you're saying.
That was the...
That started your parents' downhill trend, health-wise.
Yes, the lines.
Yes,
in the
but
eyes.
also the letter from her to me said, do something. Or this you need to know this, in a way that was...
You know why she said that? She said you need to know this because you are valedictorian and you're probably making some decent money. So fucking help us. Send us some money. That's what she was saying, but he interpreted it as, oh yeah, you need to you know, come take care of us. Yeah, kill us and bury us in our backyard. You know what you were doing. You're not a fucking idiot. You're a very smart man, apparently. It wouldn't seem so in this video, but apparently he is a very intelligent man. Listen, valedictorian don't mean shit. I mean, you graduated high school, big whoop. So to be honest, it's like, you can still be a fucking dumbass, to be real. And clearly it kind of seems like that's the case for him.
Your parents asked you to kill them or to take their lives?
Do something. Or this you need to know this, in a way that was...
Your parents asked you to kill them or to take their lives in a merciful fashion?
I think they want me to take responsibility for things.
They asked you to take their lives, to do what they couldn't do?
Yeah, exactly.
Implicitly, but not explicitly.
So you were just granting their...
Implicitly, but not explicitly. You know, it was such a smart man. Implicitly, they told me, but not explicitly. So when I saw the letter, I saw that she was implying that. What the fuck bro needs to go to jail right now. The fact that this interviewer is holding his shit together, I already know in the back of his head, he's like, oh, this is a banger. Oh, this guy is so stupid. I know the interviewer's like, wow, we're actually getting this on camera. I know it.
Their wishes?
My mother, after my sister died, my mother would give me these do not resuscitate things every few months.
Yeah.
And she wanted to die, given her grief for my sister.
She got the tattoo.
And you love your parents and you wanted to honor their wishes.
You know, there's something special about our family that we can somehow read each other's minds. And
yes.
So being things explicit isn't necessarily...
Yes.
You know, I could complete my grandmother's sentences for her, and she would say, well, you know. So, I mean... The context of all this became to bear on me.
Did one parent, did your mom or your dad more so than the other, ask you to take their lives?
They didn't explicitly say that, but they
implicitly said it.
Made it clear that they were going downhill.
Yes.
When it actually happened, when your parents died, did they know it was happening to them?
Oh, yeah.
And they knew it was at your hand?
Well, yes, no one else's.
Right. So they,
So he's admitting to it. Like, come on, bro. You're supposed to be like the smart kid in high school, right? Weren't you the kid getting like all the A pluses and shit, and you were like winning you were winning all the debates and shit, and like you was the smart kid. You got the little ribbon and shit because you were a smart kid. What the fuck is wrong with you? You said, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that because I'll plead my Fifth Amendment," and at the same time, he's like, "Oh yeah, they asked me to kill them, so that's what I did." Like he can't hold up in an interview for more than 5 minutes before fucking this story up.
they died. Did they know what was happening to them?
Oh, yeah.
And they knew it was at your hand?
Well, yes, no one else's.
What? Yes, no one else is. You just.
Right. So they realized what you were doing to them as it happened.
Yes,
They knew that this was it for them, that they were perishing at your hand.
yes. And it was so quick.
How did you do it?
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
Well, you've just told us that
Right.
it was at your hand.
Right.
Were there drugs involved? Was
No.
there a suffocation? You suffocated them?
Nope,
suffocated your
he
parents.
was like wink wink. He was like, yeah, you know, I suffocated. Don't shh. Don't say it out loud. I suffocated them. What the? I'm convinced that this guy has no friends. It has to be that.
Suffocation. You've just told.
He has no friends. He's a virgin. This guy is a virgin. He didn't get no pussy ever in his life. I'm just, you know, maybe he did. Maybe he did. But he's very inexperienced with the opposite sex. Everything is just awkward with him. The fuck? Because he's saying all this shit like it's so regular. Like, what is wrong with you? All he does is stay on his computer and be in the house all day.
Perishing at your hand.
Yes. And it was so quick.
How did you do it?
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
Well, you've just told us that
Right.
it was at your hand.
Right.
Were there drugs involved? Was
No.
there a suffocation? You suffocated them?
He's like, yeah, you know, shh, don't tell nobody.
You suffocated your parents.
Yeah.
That was the best way to take their lives, through suffocation.
Basically.
Which parent did you suffocate first?
My father, and after he died, my mother put her head on his chest, and she was there for a few hours, and then I finished her.
And then what did you do? Did you bury them immediately?
No. I didn't know what to do after that. I was thinking what to do. It took me several days to realize I can't do this, I can't do that. Just bury them on the property, and it was wide open, sunlight. I remember my sister, she received either a gift of a lamb or a lamb was given to her upon her funeral, but that lamb showed up, and I put it on my mother's grave, and the police must have that now too.
You call it a grave? You bury them in the backyard? You see it as a grave?
Well, I bury them, and I put a thing around my mother's grave, and and I planted.
Yeah, that's a weird son of a bitch right there. That's a weird son of a bitch. But you know who's not a weird son of a bitch? Dolores with the big $10 super chat. I appreciate you. She said, "Hey, G, hi family, hi Angel, hi Angel." I appreciate you, Dolores. Everybody, shout her out, man. Shout her out, shout her out. Thank you so much for the big super chat. Everybody, show her some love, throw her some hearts. I don't even know where to start with this guy. This guy is weird, bro. I feel like he thinks you know what's crazy is I think he really believes in his beliefs. He believes that they wanted to go and it was okay for him to just let them go sooner. Well, I don't know what the fuck. What's up, Julie Leah? How you doing? Big hello from the UK. Shout her out, man.
A peach tree next to her, and I put that there.
What did you think as you were doing it? As you were taking their lives? What was going through your head?
Not thoughts, action. Make sure it's done and not fool around, not make a mistake. But, you know, I'm sure the police are going to say what an incompetent idiot I am on that.
Yeah,
But-
something like that. Something like that.
You know,
Did they both pass away peacefully? Did they struggle
No, he struggled. Let me shut up.
as you did it?
I would say the last minute, no.
Last minute.
But they're, you know, I think my father died very quickly, like surprisingly quickly. That shocked me. And then, you know, the part with my mother, went quickly too.
Did you realize what you were doing, as righteous as you may have thought it was illegal, and
Oh yeah.
you knew you were breaking the law? You knew you were...
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have to squeeze the law to fit the humans, not us, the humans to fit the law. And we have 40 million boomers. They're all going to suffer a horrible death, typically. My mother always...
So he just wants to create a mass extermination. He's like, all the old motherfuckers out here, listen, get the fuck up. Listen, it's time for y'all to go. We need space. We need resources. Goodbye. You know what I mean? The human needs to fit the law, not the law fit the human, or whatever the fuck he said. Something like that. What type of 4chan chat room was he a part of is my question. What type of Telegram rooms was he joining? Because that'll probably give us a lot of information that we need to know.
If somebody died in their home, she would say, great, that person died with their boots on, instead of going to a hospital and going through a meat processing factory kind of thing. So they were both children of World War II. My mother was...
They were children of World War II, so now you gotta kill them. Because, you know, listen... You know them children of World War II and shit. They're already kind of infected by the cooties of the World War II situation. That wasn't too good. So, you know, you can kill them, especially because they were children of World War II, you know? It all makes sense. It all makes sense. I don't know what happened to him, but he clearly has never been too correct in his brain. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Born in 42, she was a toddler. She told me she would follow funerals behind the horse and wagon. This is the kind of world she grew up in. My father was, at age 12, in a communist concentration camp for 3 years. So they had very serious lives.
So,
given, you know, the globe,
all the pain and anguish, it would be better to kill them sooner. Yeah.
genocidal British geopolitics, as I call it. And so they were not fooling around on things. They were serious people.
When you were doing this, did you think about the financial ramifications, the fact that you would continue to take their government money?
You know, once that happens, and what do you do? I mean, the government is pissed because I took the Social Security money and gave it to people who are starving in the Philippines. Okay, then, be angry about that. But the police know all the money that I have went to people to help them, thousands of dollars. I gave almost, not all of it away because there was still a lot left. But I gave away. I didn't play with the money, you know.
I turned off like my entire screen just now, folks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I accidentally hit my power strip. Hold on. Luckily, I have like a battery power strip. Okay, we're back. Shit. Hold on, let me see. Okay, cool. We're fine. I just cut my screens off by accident.
I gave it away. I didn't enrich myself.
Does that justify what you did?
No, but this is not a kill for money case. Is important to say. It's
Money?
I was helping people before that just fine. So it didn't. The issue of taking my parents' money for other purposes related to that doesn't fit. That's why the police, they had a theory going which we talked about on Tuesday, and they wanted to try to say that this was taking their money to give away to other people, but it was that the other part is the primary situation.
Some would call that blood money,
Right, and I was giving it away.
but it's still blood money.
Well, it
You said I watched this on the long drive home. This guy is a moron. I think he just wanted to admit what he did to a certain extent because it's either that or or you have coins in your brain. Like you have nothing but hollow brain, no meat in there, and just coins rattling around because that's the dumbest shit I've seen in a long time. And he kept coming in here trying to say like, "Oh, my statement's gonna prove everything. My statement's gonna say everything." Then just goes right to yapping about what he did. It doesn't make any sense. What and his build too. Everything about him is just weird. Just a creepy guy. Shit, trust your instincts, man. I wouldn't want to be around this guy.
if you kill to take somebody's money away, that's blood money. But if what was I supposed to do with this money? Again, I couldn't tell anyone. The government needs to have an office where you can say, this is something that happened, and here's how it happens, and they need to deal with these kind of problems in an open way. Everything in this country is hidden away, and this is a societal crisis. Again, 40 million people are going to deal with this, and maybe a multiple of that given their friends and family. So I mean, it's a reality of human experience. And I just wanted to say, in 2020, there was this YouTube channel called Tribe of the Fox, and they did a video called The Mannerbunde. And they explained how in the ancient times they had...
See what I tell you? He's on some 4chan. He's on some deep web conspiracy nonsense bullshit. And I'm not saying the channel that he watched was bullshit. I'm just saying, like, some channels indulge in theories and far-fetched ideas. And that's great. I like watching channels who engage in far-fetched crazy ideas. But that doesn't mean you radicalize that shit and go off and decide to actually kill your parents behind it. It doesn't make any sense. So I told you, he was watching some far-fetched random shit and just got fixated on this idea, I would assume.
Men who would do this for the elderly, so they wouldn't have to suffer. And of course, the ancient Greeks always believed in dying on the battlefield rather than dying, in a bag of bones, like a bag of bones. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, culturally, America is totally different.
They didn't die on a battlefield, though. It sounds like they died in their beds with a pillow over their faces.
No, but you could put it that way.
I mean, it wasn't a battlefield.
Well, right. It's not. I mean, the preference of people of the ancient Greeks was to die on the battlefield rather than die so infirm that you have nothing.
Was it a pillow that you used?
No.
Oh shit,
What
my
did you
bad,
use
my
to suffocate
bad.
them?
For my father, my hand. For my mother, a rope.
So you strangled her?
Yeah, that would seem better.
It was strangulation, not suffocation?
Well, it's the same. No, denial of oxygen.
Okay.
But also blood circulation.
So you cut off the oxygen to both of them. That was your method.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that this has come to light and the police started investigating, and do you have any regrets?
I did the right thing for them based on the situation. I did my duty to them.
Yeah, I think it was like 7 or 8 years. It was from 2017. And this interview just came out. So this is happening. This got released on September 25th. All right. So apparently he's been living with this shit since 2017, which is why I think he always kind of just wanted to let the world know maybe this was not his intended method of letting everybody know. But at the end of the day, he was probably going to end up in jail because he was going to end up, he was going to end up telling somebody. And here we have it right here. You know what I mean?
As a son, and that's everything fell into place. I don't know how it happened that it all fell into place, but it did. And
It was his duty, Ali.
so
It
no,
was his
I don't
duty.
have. It's a horrible situation to be in. One does one's duty and one is done. The issue of regrets, I can't say this. It's a regrettable experience, a regrettable situation.
Naturally, naturally.
And of course, life is horrible. It has horrible moments in life.
Of course, of course.
But that's that.
But that's life.
I just wanna make sure-
But see, that's life. And you know what? The horrible moments can come naturally. But you expediting the fucking horrible moments doesn't really, I don't see that as being helpful, brother. Weirdo.
have it correct, because I'm a journalist and facts are important. You used your a single hand to kill your father,
Right.
putting it over his
No.
nose, and you choked him.
Yeah.
Okay. And you did the same with your mother, but with a rope. You choked her with a
No,
rope.
no, no. Just a rope.
Right.
What?
I'm sorry, but I meant you choked her with a rope, though, instead of your hand.
Right.
Okay. Are you on any medications today?
No. Well, no.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Is your mind clear and
I'm just a little sleepy, but I'm trying to keep my eyes open, but that's okay.
okay? But you have no mental disabilities that are affecting what you're saying here today?
Correct.
You're confident in what you said and clear of
Yeah.
mind as you
Yeah.
say all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would appreciate. I hope that you could put this on YouTube, the whole thing.
No, it's on YouTube, you fucking weirdo. He's hoping that we can, change our ideologies and see where he's coming from. It's like, oh yeah, put it on YouTube. Let's have a whole fucking movement. I hope, man, nobody's going, man, listen. Somebody's gonna go for it, but that's like 10 people out of like a million. You're a fucking creep. This motherfucker should have been in jail. It makes me think that he probably has something to do with something else also. Like, you mean to tell me you're 50 something walking around the world and this is your first time you killed somebody? He's probably done all types of weird shit before.
I'm sure we'll put this on. And are you ready to face the consequences now with the police and the authorities?
Yes, but I would like the American people to also read my statement so that everybody.
We gotta read the statement. Hold on. He really wants us to read the statement. Let me see if I can find it. He's dying for us to read the statement. Maybe he'll convert us. Oh, fuck. I can't type on stream, I swear. It's because I'm all pushed back and shit. I bet if I go into images, here we go. Bet. So, I knew it. Here we go. Domestic enemy budgets are illegal budgets, and bonds produced are illegal bonds. Poison bonds. This violates securities laws for all who trade in U.S. debt. I don't know if that's what. I don't think that. Is this him? Is this what he was writing? We'll get to that later. Let's just finish the interrogation. I'm gonna try to remember to check out his statement.
Can have something to appeal to on this. I know my statement is.
No, I didn't. I didn't dye my dreads at all. They're the same color.
I'm not really concerned about the police or the courts or anything. There's something much bigger in life, and we have to deal with the big things in life.
Okay. But again, just to be certain, in 2017, you took your father's life.
Correct.
And then moments later, or a short time later, you took your mother's life on that same day.
Right. No, well, see, that's the thing.
I don't think the interviewer feels uncomfortable at all because, to keep it real, man to man, between two of these in this room, he'll probably take this little bitch real quick, fuck him up. So I don't think he feels one bit uncomfortable. I feel like the conversation is clearly a little bit odd, but uncomfortable in terms of like, oh, this guy might do something. Fuck no. I mean, look at him. A teenager could fuck this guy up. I could send my cousin after him.
It was late at night, and it was like late evening on one day into early morning next.
Okay. So within hours of each
Right.
other.
I could send my littler cousin after him. I could send my 13-year-old cousin after him. The fuck you mean? Shit.
What did you do between the taking of your father's life and the taking of your mother's life?
I'm trying to remember because there was. Yeah, I don't remember.
Did you sit with your mother? Were the three of you together in one
Well,
room?
before they died, my father was here, my mother was here, and I told them what happened to me and my sister.
I told him what happened to.
After she died.
I told him what happened to me and my sister. I told him what happened to me and my sister before she died, and then he rubs his chin. Yeah. I told him what happened to me and my sister, but she didn't really like that too much.
And my sister died in the house too, because when she died.
He probably fucking killed his sister. He probably was like, "Oh, you're sick, sister. Let me strangle you." Man, listen, I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him. He's probably killed a few prostitutes in his day too.
From the cancer. But she died in May of 1988, and then in that fall was I was doing my 11th grade now then, and there was I had to do a paper in a big test, so I did an overnighter to do that test, and then tried to do a second overnighter to finish that paper or something, and I crawled into bed at like 2:45 in the morning, and sometime then after, I popped out of my body, and
wow.
I started floating up to the ceiling. I saw the nooks and crannies, and I acknowledged that the nooks and crannies of the ceiling, and then the
Wow.
whole world disappeared.
Oh, wow.
And I was in this big black.
Sounds like me on an acid trip. That's exactly how I be explaining shit after a crazy 3-tab dose of acid. I'm like, yeah, bro. I fucking dematerialized and woke up and I saw God, and then I saw all my ancestors, and the shit was insane, bro. It sounds exactly like an acid trip to me. In other words, that's a crock of bullshit. Fuck out of here with all that shit.
Void, and it was rushing by, and then I saw my sister in a in a doorway in profile. Anyhow, after that, it was like a near-death experience kind of thing, and so I told my parents about that experience, and I told them it's time, go find Rosa. My sister's name was Rosa, and so my father just died quickly, so quickly.
Wow.
And I
Deep.
told him find Rosa.
I should. Imagine your psychopathic weirdo son strangles you to death and he says, "Go find Rosa." The fuck? Man, I wish his dad had a gun on him, just shot his ass. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
And that's that.
And then again, just take me through after your mother died, how long was it before you buried them? Approximately.
Like 2 or 3 days, actually.
So your parents' deceased bodies were in your house with you for 2 or 3 days.
Right.
Nice.
And then you decided you had to do something to cover up your crimes or to properly bury them and send them on their way?
Right. I mean, I needed to. Yeah. I mean, basically, I had to bury them.
Was the burial to cover up your crime?
Of course it was.
You didn't want to be found out.
Right. Of course. I mean, what to do? So again, the
Oh. That's not LA, folks. That's not my window this time. I think it has some relevancy. While he's talking, you hear some police sirens in the distance. I think that's just a nice little foretelling of what's about to happen. I don't know if they turned the sirens on to come get him, but it's possible. Like, let's hurry get to that interview room. At this point, whatever latency you had, some people are watching from wherever. Whatever latency you had, everybody knows what you said just now. So it's been about 10 minutes since he said he killed his parents. So I bet you the police got like a little bit of a tip. They're like, oh, wait, what's his name said? Boom, boom, boom. They're on their way for him. The caption of this video says he gets arrested in front of the station, and we're going to see that later. Listen up. You'll hear the sirens in the background.
You didn't want to be found out.
Right, of course. I mean, what to do? So again,
They're in the background. I'm going to play it one more time.
You didn't want to be found out.
right, of course. I mean, what to do? So again, the thing to do just occurred to me. Oh, she can fit here and he can fit there, and then just do it. And it was done. And that's that.
Have you lived with fear of being found out all these years?
No, it's the regret. It's the regret. It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years. You could have cashed out those checks for a little bit, moved, just left Social Security to you could stop collecting after a little while and maybe do a different country. You could have got away a long time. I think it's just the regret of what he did. Because let's keep it 100%. Like, this guy, he might be a little loose in the head, but he knew what he was doing. He wanted that money and he didn't want to work. I promise you it stems back to not wanting to work. I promise you it stems back to him not wanting to work. So, he found a little way out, and that's what he decided to do.
I struggle to do other things with my life to try to make something great out of it because
See? See? Let me back this up. That's insane how...
I struggle to do other things with my life to try to make something great out of it because if that's what I know that they would not want me to rot away to death in prison over this, and I have a duty to everyone to make the best out of my life and
It's a little late, buddy. You're like 53. It's a little late to make something great. I know it's like, you can do that whatever age, but you're this far in the fucking hole of being a weirdo psychopath. I think you should just wrap that shit up. Find a nice comfortable cell, find a nice cellmate, have good conversation with them, and die in jail. That's what you should do now.
in the end do what's best for the people of Germany. Really, I call it being a Vogue saver. It took me years to understand all this, but I learned a lot in the last eight years that I never knew before, and I learned self-educated in so many ways. So I did not. The issue of being caught is I was able to buy time to solve huge problems, and that's worth it in many ways. To the American people, to me, and to them, to their legacy, to their,
Do you think people are going to accept this rationale
They probably won't.
and feel for you?
What they need to feel is for their own parents. They're going to face the same problems.
When your parent gets old, you're going to face the same problems, and believe you me, you're going to realize that my solution is to murder them. Come on now. Come on. To the American people. To the American people. I'm right. Come on now. I did this to teach the American people that it's okay to kill your parents. Yep. You're getting a little old. You're going to start facing issues. Kill them.
And they're going to have to find solutions ahead of time, or else they're going to end up like me. That's the reality.
Are you telling other people that when their parents start ailing, they should take their lives?
Yes.
They have a duty to their parents to bring them comfort at the end of life when they believe they need to.
But again, just to be clear, you took both your parents' lives.
Yes.
That was the comfort.
And you realize that you're probably going to face the criminal consequences.
Oh,
now.
of course.
I mean, you're probably going to be arrested and
Well,
charged. And
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna. I mean, it's a process. You have to go through the process. How it will come out at the end, I don't know. But to influence that process, I would beg the American people to read that statement.
all right, Lawrence, thank you for being with us.
Oh, I appreciate it
Okay.
very much. Thank you.
You guys,
They zoom into his socks.
you good, Stone? I think we covered all the bases. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say?
Why did you write that manifesto?
What?
I'm calling it a manifesto. What would you call it?
A statement to the American.
He's so fucking excited.
What?
I'm calling it a manifesto.
He's like, what? Oh, you want to know about my work? Oh my God, please ask me anything. Well, he's just so excited about this shit. Why are you so excited, gang? Why are you so fucking excited? They zoom in on bro's socks, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I think we covered all the bases. Yeah. Is there anything?
That's diabolical work. The cameraman didn't have to be so devious. You know he stink. He probably hasn't taken a bath in like 4 days because, you know, it's unhealthy to the skin or some shit. Something like that.
Anything else you want to say?
Why did you write that manifesto?
What?
I'm calling it a manifesto. What would you call it?
A statement to the American people. Is that what I wrote? That's what you wrote down?
I wrote statement to the public because you said that.
Yeah, I
you
think-
said that to me.
Right. Yeah. A statement to the public. What was the other option to call it?
Manifesto.
Look at his head. Greasy than a bitch. His hair probably stink too.
Not a manifesto.
Just a statement to the public. It is a bit rambling, a bit hard to follow.
Right. That's why I say I need more conversations over this.
But do you think people are going to want to talk about this or the fact that you
Absolutely,
took
they're
your
gonna
parents'
talk-
lives?
Right, they're going to talk about that. That's what they want to know. It's just the reality. So I mean, they'll it's a horrible situation to be in. Many other people are going to face it. My
But are other people going to take the same actions you took?
probably not, because they don't have the same kind of sense of duty to their parents as I did.
What the fuck are you talking about? So he genuinely believes that you have a duty to forcibly expire your parents. And if you don't do it, then you just don't have the same sense of duty as him. What does that even fucking mean? Not even in the most barbaric history do you hear some shit like that. Like what tribe and what country or nation or on what continent were they doing some shit like that? You're just a fucking freak, bro. This is, you could kind of make a rationale off of it if this was something practiced in ancient time, and it's like, well, we're just going back to our roots. When the fuck did they do that back in the day? In any types of BCs or DCs or any of that shit? I never heard of it. Fuck, you're just weird.
Duty is I owe it to you to do it, as opposed to right and wrong, the law, etc. These are different ways of being.
Thank you, Cher.
And-
Cher Shorts, I appreciate you. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great. I appreciate you for coming out.
Of course, the law in this country does not allow for this way of being.
But are you truly confident that's what your parents wanted?
I know my parents are harsh in certain situations, and if my mother could see where she was going, she would never want that.
But you said they didn't expressly ask to be killed.
Right.
It was
Are you
implied.
sure you did what they
It was
wanted to be
implied. It was
done?
implied. They
I think
implied
that
it.
they would have increasingly would have wanted me to help them if their situation got any worse.
So that day in what you think was August of 2017, what made that day the day?
They told you, I'll tell you what made it the day. They told him he should probably find a job before he's too old to work. That's probably what they told him. And he said, you know what, Mom? You know what? Fuck you, Mom. And then he strangled them. That's probably what actually happened.
I think it was a colder evening, and the windows were closed. So it was not a, it was just no noise or something like that.
So you were safe from detection? Is
Right,
that what
right,
you're
of
saying?
course. Because it was a summer, right? It's usually hot and windows are open, but it was kind of cold that period.
So because it was a little chillier that night, you decided to take your parents' lives.
The that note she gave me was sometime in May or June, I think. When she said she fell, it was May or June or something like that. So this has been, my father already told me he has double vision. He had a hearing aid. He couldn't hear anymore. His eyes were
I
going.
wonder how. I wonder.
Um,
Shit, I can't pause. I wonder how he took care of himself. Because what it's sounding like is he didn't exactly live with his parents. So I wonder how exactly he took care of himself. That's the $100 question right there. Huh, Angel? Huh, Angel? Huh, Angel? Damn, it took you 3 fucking times. Goddamn. Where are you looking at? Anyways, yeah, no, I don't know. I'm curious as to how he was sustaining
he
himself.
couldn't drive. My mother.
Obviously, the past 7 years or whatever, he was using Social Security, but before that, I'm trying to figure out what he was doing.
I knew was not using her turn signals properly, so they were losing their independence and even awareness of the world because of breakdown.
Most people, I think I'm safe in saying, would not take their parents' life because they couldn't use their turn signals properly.
Yeah,
That's a very good point, but again, it's not just that. It's one marker of decline, and again, she had a brother and a sister who were going through Alzheimer's. By then, one died, and her brother was going to die, and maybe 2 years later, and he was in a terrible situation.
Go sleep.
So,
Go sleep.
and the other aunt of mine was I think even in an even worse situation because of Alzheimer's. But I never visited her because women tend to want to be remembered for their beauty when they're young. So I did.
He's you could tell he knows exactly what women feel and what women want. Women typically want to be remembered for their beauty back in the day. So I didn't go and see her just as I have respect for her because I know exactly how women think. Man, somebody put a shoe up this guy's ass. That's what needs to happen. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I didn't go to see her because she was ugly while she was dying. So I didn't want to go and see that shit. That's what you should have said. You should have just been honest.
Visit her for that reason, but I also never knew enough to visit where she was or anything like that.
But again, you feel like it was your role to, some might call it playing God, deciding on their lives. It was fair for you to do that?
If the decision is going to be made, it's going to be a playing God decision. And truly, we lived through this COVID thing. Cuomo is, there's probable cause to arrest Andrew Cuomo for thousands of deaths.
We're talking about Andrew Cuomo now? Let him cook. Hold on, let him cook. Because we're about to make something nasty.
It's on the record that he sent people into nursing homes for a certain reason, and there was reports that people died as a consequence. So that's probable cause. But
Andrew Cuomo did not put his hand around
Right.
someone's neck.
But
Andrew Cuomo did not put a rope around someone's neck.
That he would be culpable of criminally negligent homicide. Right.
Oh, so Cuomo did something with some other shit that caused some people to die during COVID, according to you and according to the sources that you have. And because of that, you decide to kill your parents. It all makes sense now. So what we need to do, we need to go and arrest Andrew Cuomo because he's guilty for I don't know. You lost me. I lost the plot. I completely lost the plot. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I think that's the,
So what are you guilty of? Are you guilty of murder?
you could say
Let me back that up. He said he's guilty of this, so therefore, what?
probable cause. But he
Andrew Cuomo did not put his hand around
Right.
someone's neck.
But
Andrew
that-
Cuomo did not put a rope around
right,
someone's neck.
That he would be culpable of criminally negligent homicide.
I think he did resign.
I think that's the,
So what are you guilty of? Are you guilty of murder?
you could say age-related homicide or something like that. But it's not in the law. But it should be. Somehow it should be. And maybe it will be. And maybe
We
if
could
it's accepted
start it.
at some point, because there's 40 million people, they'll want it to be accepted. This will blow over. And I'm willing to make restitution to the family. That's why I mentioned that other type of legal system. And deal
Lawrence,
with-
this is not going to blow over.
I know,
You
I-
killed your parents.
there's
He... Yo, we finna change the law, gang. Yo, we finna change the law because 40 million boomers who are good as dead, basically, is what he's saying, all agree on it. And you know what? This shit's just gonna blow over, gang. Listen, man, you just don't know. This shit finna blow over, gang. I'm finna get out in like 5 years. I don't, like shit. I'm gonna still be in my 50s. I'm gonna start a charitable foundation on murdering your parents. It's gonna be amazing. Like get a load of this reporter not believing in me. Fuck yeah.
there is that situation, but to me, it's not very important. It's politics is subject to change. Everything is negotiable. Donald Trump has proven that everything is negotiable in this country. And if you have
How many boomers are in the U.S.? I don't even believe that shit. He might. 76.4 million. There are approximately 76.4 million baby boomers in the U.S., a figure derived from 2020. 2020. So we don't have anything from 2025. So there's basically a projected population. Where's 2020? Silent boomer. Okay, so this is boomer. So by the year 2020, about 50 million. He said 40 million. No, so we're still in the 70s. He has his facts wrong, and that's just from a quick Google search. I bet you if I look a little bit deeper, there's like 80 million baby boomers. So we just got to mass extinguish. We just got to get rid of all of them. Everybody will save plot land in the graveyard. Just bury them in your backyard. If you live in an apartment complex, just throw them down the garbage disposal. We'll save the fucking world. That's what we'll do.
a good
You
idea
said
and
boomer here. What's up, Charlie? How you doing?
you can help people, you can get a better outcome.
Did you ever kill anyone else?
No way, no way.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. That's a good. He surely did kill somebody else. We just don't know about it.
That situation, but to me, it's not very important. It's politics is subject to change. Everything is negotiable. Donald Trump has proven that everything is negotiable in this country. And if you have a good idea and you can help people, you can get a better outcome.
Oh,
Did you ever kill
Lord.
anyone else?
No way, no way, no way.
Did you ever commit physical harm to anyone else?
No.
Did
This
you
was
ever
it.
did you ever touch an underage human being? That's my fourth question, because you look like have you ever touched an animal, sir? We need to go down the entire list. We need to go through we need to question everything.
Your mother and your father.
Yep.
No one else in your family ever suffered at your hand?
No, no, no.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lawrence.
Lawrence, can I ask you a question? One of the neighbors told us on the scene that your parents were under the impression that you were going to take them on a trip. Did you tell them that you were going to take them on a trip before you killed them?
No, but I asked my mother if she wanted to go with me for a ride to Grafton Park. We'd like to go there.
I think they told people that they were possibly moving to Germany.
That's what I said.
You said that?
Yeah.
You said that to people, not your parents.
Right.
So that was your,
People ask me, where are my parents? I tell them, because my mother's from Germany, and my father was born in Yugoslavia, and then after they could escape communism, they went to Germany, and then...
Bro, imagine escaping communism and escaping the Soviet Union and all types of crazy shit. You have a fucking battle story. You got all types of crazy shit up in your past, and you just made it. You just living in the US, just chilling. And then your bitch ass, bald head ass, weirdo ass, psychopathic ass son just kills you. Imagine the end, and that's just the end of your story. After that epic tale that you just went through. That's fucked. Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's kind of fucked.
Father came to this country, and then my mother in the 50s.
You said bro's a bit radicalized by Telegram groups. I'm telling you, Telegram got people fucked up out here, folks. They be thinking the whole world be thinking this when it's a group of 50 weirdos in their basements.
But there were neighbors who said that they had been told by your parents, oh, we think we're going to move to Germany. Are they mistaken? Are the neighbors remembering that incorrectly? Or could your parents have said that?
They could have said that.
Could they have known something was coming?
Possibly.
Do you ever give them the impression that maybe you would just move them somewhere?
No.
No, okay.
That's news to me, to be honest.
Okay, all right. I think we're done.
Okay.
Thank you, Lawrence.
I appreciate it very much.
Thank you for talking to us.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, if you can make that all available on YouTube, even on a private website for me, so I can have it
Trust
on
me,
record.
it will be available.
Okay, I appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Yep, thank you.
He said, trust me, it will be available. So he came back.
You got to get this. A 24-year-old man in Ohio faces decades in prison.
He had this interview. Where is it? No, there's like this overview, I should say, of him. I thought I had it open. I'll find it. Let's just play this interview first. So this apparently is a follow-up to what happened that day.
Did you know that day, the day before, when did you know that was the time to do this?
My father laid back and was ready. He knew. I just want to say a message that there's a legal defense type of thing, and then there's a political defense. And the most important law in this country is New York State ratification law, which says that the people...
Yeah, he definitely, he's all over the place. I mean, them 4chan, Telegram, Twitter feeds that he was in deep, over his head. He couldn't even control. This man was in deep.
The people have the power to reassume the powers of government whensoever it is necessary to their happiness. And one of my goals was to create a board of trustees for New York State. And to create that initial trustee, someone needs to know what to do. So I'm making the claim that I'm the initial trustee of the New York State Board of Trustees, and they would have prosecutorial immunity. And so I appeal to that as having prosecutorial immunity for this case.
It's pretty much a certainty that's not going to happen. You also talked about wanting to be tried under German law.
Well, ancient German law, yes.
Is that still something you're looking for?
I would ask for it. There's nothing wrong with asking. I mean, you never know if you'll get a yes. You can get a yes. And this country is unstable right now. You don't know what could break up. And I do think the country should break up into pieces to make it better.
Yo, pack this guy the fuck up. He said he feels like the country should break up into pieces. Do you know how fast the U.S. would go downhill if that ever happened? We would be fucked. Like, oh yeah, I think the country should break up into pieces so we can have different. You pack him the fuck up. What is wrong with it? Every opinion he has is just wrong. objectively. Like, that's the stupidest shit I ever fucking heard. Hold on.
And this country is, I mean,
Is that still something you're looking for?
I would ask for it. There's nothing wrong with asking. I mean, you never know if you'll get a yes. You can get a yes. And this country is unstable right now. You don't know what could break up.
And then he says the country's unstable right now. That's why I know he's on too much news outlets and too much 4chan groups. Because what, you think you're gonna be the one to start a revolution? Really? Revolutions start behind anything other than you. Like, look at you. Listen to you. Look at your mannerisms. Nobody's ever going to remember you. By next week, this guy's not a revolution behind you. Nobody's gonna be marching in the fucking streets with your poster up there like free this weirdo. Nobody. What the fuck?
Yeah, I do think the country should break up into pieces to make it better for everyone. Even the Washington Post suggested that.
The court of public opinion seems to say that they're not happy with what they heard from you yesterday, that they think it was a cold-blooded crime. Do you understand people thinking that way?
I'm glad you gave me that feedback.
Shut the fuck up, man. Pack him up. You thought anybody was going to have any other? Man, even the most radical groups on the internet are going to look at him like, yeah, bro, we love our moms though, bro. Like, we might be believing in all this weird shit, but yeah, no, I like my mom, dog. I wouldn't really strangle her. So I think my mom's pretty cool. Nobody's behind this guy. Nobody.
We all are getting old. We're all going to need help, and we're all going to have to decide how to deal with these kinds of problems. And with 40 million boomers getting into that stage of life, they need their options open, and their families need their options open.
But who are you to decide, other than being their son? But is that decision up to you? Can you play God?
You can do your duty to your parents as they give you feedback, information, etc. And so it's really not a decision of God. It's it's a matter of what kind of lives are you trying to give your parents under grave circumstances that will be coming. If somebody falls and then ends up in the hospital, they're in like a machine that will just process them along, and you will have no way to recapture control, to get control of your own life again.
But they weren't in a hospital. They weren't hooked up to a machine. Their lifeline was you, and you snuffed out their lives.
Now you don't got nothing to say.
You have to understand that the end was coming, and the world starts to go. You have to decide when your time is up.
But did they decide, or did you decide?
They were giving me hints to this effect.
And a hint's enough to go and decide to take a life?
It was information like a plea that this is the beginning of the end for them.
Well, it was the end for them because you made it the end for them.
Okay, I'll have to keep. I think.
What can you tell us about your parents? What kind of people were they? Your mother?
They cut that though. They cut that. Then they reeled them back in. They almost lost them, but then they changed topics because he started getting a little uncomfortable.
Well, it was the end for them because you made it the end for them.
Okay, I'll have to keep. I think.
What can you tell us about your parents? What kind of people were they? Your mother and your father?
My father was more. What my mother said, do whatever you want as long as you do good in school. And so I sort of measured myself as, is what I'm doing good for school or not? And usually that kept me on track to being doing good in school. And my father was not so much important. Sometimes he would say, "Oh, you don't have to take that test." Or,
Were you not as close with your father?
I was close with them in different ways, but I wouldn't say that I was not as close with my father. I always felt closer to my father, I think.
Why did you decide to kill your father first?
Yeah,
Because he's a pussy, and he thought that maybe there was a slight chance that his dad would be able to stop him. I don't know, but that's the idea that passes through my mind. Because you're an absolute bitch, and you had to make sure you got the strongest one first. Let's just keep it real.
can't talk about that. I'll listen to the advice of the lawyer.
After you took their lives, it's been 8 years. What have you been doing in those 8 years?
Trying to make good on their lives by trying to, I tried to start a vote saver philosophy, which never existed before. And I think it's very important to civilization to try to start a new civilization, to recultivate the German people, because after World War II, they were totally wiped out culturally by the United States. Everything was destroyed, and then they were basically Americanized. But I understood that the essence of German culture is folk teleology, which is a philosophical term.
Don't you think your parents might have rather continued to live as opposed to you helping German culture?
My parents always believed in doing their duty. My mother always said, I do this out of duty to you. It's not as concerned with love and life as you might think it is.
Was it a loving relationship you had with your parents?
Not in a loving, I wouldn't characterize it as loving the way you might say it in America. It was harsh.
It was harsh.
Oh yeah, as a kid, it was very harsh.
So was any of the decision to take their lives?
Maybe he has a little bit of trauma too. Yeah, I think he probably just didn't like them, and he wanted that insurance money. He wanted that Social Security. He said, "I'll take care of them, and I'll just get paid out. I'll have a good old time." But I think it started haunting him. I bet you he probably had dreams about it. You know what I mean? Especially a fucking weirdo like him, things probably affect him differently. He probably is having dreams about it, waking up thinking that they're still there. They're in the backyard. He probably feels like their spirits are moving around. Yeah, this shit. He probably needed to tell somebody just to keep his sanity together, whatever little there is.
Retribution for that? No. That the fact that you had a harsh upbringing?
No.
We're done.
Okay. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
You're done.
All right, thank you.
And fuck that lawyer. If you want to keep talking, I would tell the lawyer to fuck off. That's just me personally. But I guess the interviewer didn't want to really get into no issues. But I would have told him, bro, the fuck you talking about? If you don't shut the fuck up, he's talking to me. You're done, bitch. He's not done.
So again, this man right here, Lorenz Kraus, arrested.
This is when he got arrested with his weird ass. So this is after the interview. This is the video that I was looking for initially before we started that. So he does that interview, and right after he gets arrested right here.
So again, this man right here, Lorenz Kraus, arrested outside of our studios yesterday. You can see the police putting the handcuffs on him. This is just after he confessed to us, a chilling confession that he gave to us about killing his parents 8 years ago in the city of Albany. Here's a clip from that confession. How did you do it?
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
Well, you've just told us that
right.
It was at your hand.
Right.
Were there drugs involved?
No.
Was there a suffocation? You suffocated them? You suffocated your parents?
Yeah.
That which parent? JT Fetch, he is
2 hours, and then I finished her.
We'll go to JT Fetch. He is live for us at Albany City Court. That's where he was arraigned this morning, Mr. Kraus. JT, what can you fill us in on here?
Yeah, Greg, good afternoon to you. The justice system moving swiftly in the hours since your exclusive interview with Mr. Kraus yesterday right here on CBS 6. Mr. Kraus now facing 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of concealment of a corpse. And as you said, those charges, they all stem from the deaths of his parents, Franz and Theresia Kraus, who were last seen alive in 2017. The judge today specifically mentioning the time between January 7th and September 30th of that year. This all comes after a stunning confession by Kraus himself in that exclusive interview with our Greg Floyd. Lorenz Kraus admitting to killing his parents. He was taken into custody by Albany police outside CBS 6 right after that interview. The human remains found in the backyard of the family's Crestwood Court home in Albany, believed to be those of Franz and Theresia Kraus. We do know that Lorenz Kraus wanted the public to hear his side of the story and judge him for themselves, and that is why he apparently gave that exclusive interview to us here at CBS 6. Now, in the courtroom this morning, he appeared calm and in relatively good spirits considering the nature of what's happened here. After the arraignment, we heard from both Albany County District Attorney Lee Kinlan and Kraus's public defender Rebecca Sokol.
I think the words last night spoken on Channel 6 speak for themselves, but ultimately, we have to build a case not just on what he said, but physical evidence and witnesses and everything. So that's the next phase. And certainly the stuff he said to Channel 6 last night probably is going to provide some additional avenues of investigation.
I do have a lot of questions about the events that occurred yesterday afternoon, about really how that came to be. Were the police involved? A lot of questions in that front that might take me in different directions in an investigation.
Ma'am, Miss Public Defender, might as well leave that shit alone. Might as well leave that shit alone. You want to know what directions the conversation went in? Get another case. She over here talking about what avenues to explore and shit. Find another case is what I would say. You said your dogs are barking at Angel. She came over to me and just barked at me for no fucking reason. So I just ignored her and then she went back to her bed. Angel, bro.
Sense. So, again, I don't, I saw it. I saw what was supposedly provided. I'm not taking anybody's word for it at this point.
Now, this all started as a financial crimes investigation involving other agencies, including the Social Security Administration. DA Kinlan says that avenue of investigation is ongoing. But again, what we do know for sure right now is that Lorenz Kraus now faces charges including 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of concealment of a corpse. Kraus remains in custody. His next court appearance is scheduled for October 1st at 3:30 p.m. DA Kinlan says the investigation at the initial site, the home on Crestwood Court, does continue, especially given the apparent information that was revealed exclusively here on CBS 6 last night during that interview. Crestwood Court is where we find CBS 6's Quinn Alexander this afternoon, and he has more, including reaction from neighbors. Quinn.
Yeah, that's right, JT.
Quinn. Yeah, that's right, JT. That shit's really fucked up, JT. That shit's crazy. No, it is, though. That's what I would tell JT. This shit's wild, bro. In true McKinsey fashion. No vocabulary at all.
This is the house right where Franz and Theresia Kraus were buried and murdered allegedly by their son. Now, the officers are just now wrapping up. They seem to be taking stuff from the house. And
This would be a place to kill them. Look at that place. It's surrounded by trees, probably no neighbors for a couple of not miles, for a couple of yards, really spread out. Yeah, this is the perfect place to kill them. That's why he got away with it. And he probably could have gotten away with it for the rest of his life if it wasn't for that darn Social Security, man. If it wasn't for Social Security starting to realize some fishy business, he would have got away with that.
Did take a look at that backyard. It seems to be completely dug up and almost completely empty. Now, I spoke to neighbors in the area. Kate Calabrese, who lives just next door, says she had an inkling that something was wrong when she didn't see the elderly couple for several years. She remembers when she was a kid, the father, Franz, would hand them mint over the fence. And she says they weren't the closest of neighbors, but no one deserves to be treated the way that Franz and Theresia Kraus were treated by their son.
People get old. You're not God. You can't play God. and he thought he could play God, and he did. Sort of. I don't believe this is any sort of celebration of life. I believe it was murder.
Now, following the discovery of the couple and the arrest of the son, she says that the Crestwood court will become closer together.
Is bro new? Shout you out though, but you know what I mean? Talk in the mirror a little bit more. Shit. God damn it. He's over here fucking this whole thing. Now shout him out though. Good job, bro. But yeah, no, it's pretty wild, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Is there anything else? I think that was it. That was all. That was everything I had for this guy. I wanted to cover it because I thought it was kind of interesting. Look at him when he was younger. He looks like he kills prostitutes. That's what he looks like. I'm sorry. Like specifically only goes for prostitutes, and then when he's done he kills them. That's what this guy looks like to me. Am I wrong? I mean, god damn, this guy's so fucking creepy. Shit. You said, bet there's a lot more to this story. The family dynamic is probably crazy. Yeah, I could imagine. I only could imagine. The family dynamic is probably wild. That was probably the problem. He probably had a lot of animosity toward his family, and he just didn't go into all of that. But eventually, you know, this just happened a few days ago. So if there's more information, I'll probably run into it. But
All right, Lawrence, well, thanks for sitting down with us. Facts are important.
But it's quite interesting, man. Shit. I mean, if you're living close proximity to your kids, just make sure they don't hate you. That's what I would say. Just make sure they don't hate you. Okay? Because then they might kill you. You never know. But anyways, folks, I love you guys, man. I'm going to get up out of here. Just a quick little live stream. We'll be back tomorrow. Keep your eyes open for a video at 6 p.m. as usual. And I shall see you guys a little bit later. I appreciate everybody for coming out, man. As usual, man. Everybody hit the like button before you dip out. All the super chatters, all the damn members. I appreciate y'all for coming out. All the silent viewers. Shout y'all out as well. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Everybody have a good night.